Welcome back to the channel. We're struggling to get the camera set up because I don't have a tripod. And well, right now you're sitting on top of a lamp, on top of a makeup box, on top of a piece of wood. So what we're talking about today, all the lures from A to D basically for the spawn. So if you guys go back and watch a video of mine called He Caught a Giant Bass, it's Hunter catching his personal best, and we just absolutely hammer them during the pre-spawn in that video. Well, you'll get an idea of all the stuff that I'm going to be talking about. So first bait for me, in my opinion, is going to be a square bill crankbait. Shad colors for me seem to work pretty good. Crawl colors, anything like this. It's a little peanut butter jelly crawl by Strike King. I mean, I haven't really caught fish on this bait exactly, but like crankbaits like this color and stuff, that is really good. It's a chartreuse. Really, I'd stick to the shad and the crawl patterns because those really seem to catch the fish. But if you're fishing a place that don't really have shad, I mean, it should still work, but you got bluegill colors, like this is a Stormer Ashy in a bluegill pattern. And this is one of the new Guggen Squabblins in a new pattern. Alright, but anyways, on how to fish these baits exactly is, well, pretty simple. All we did was reel these suckers in. I'd give it about a medium speed retrieve, and I was using a 6:1 gear ratio. We'd hit a rock, let it float back up, reel down on them. But we were getting most of our bites on the retrieve while we were reeling the bait. Hunter caught most of his fish on the paws when you hit the rock and you just let, yeah. These crawl patterns like this are dynamite during the pre-spawn. If you get some red crawl patterns, they're absolutely phenomenal. They will really just smoke the fish. Now another bait, I mean, everybody knows what this is. Chatterbait. Any type of chatterbait, don't matter, whatever your preference is, I don't care. Just get a chatterbait. Hunter also caught a 3-pounder that day, if you watched the video, on a green, no, it's a white and chartreuse Z-Man chatterbait, just original chatterbait. He's cranking that thing in on the bottom, caught a 3-pounder on this pretty nice fish. I can throw a picture up right here if I can get the picture. It's a really nice fish. So chatterbait, these are good around grass. If, let's say you're fishing a pond or some kind of lake that's just got a lot of grass, a lot of lily pads, a lot of things like that you can't really fish a crankbait around because these have treble hooks, as everybody knows. These snag onto everything. There's a single hook. So also, if you're horsing big fish out of heavy cover, this is the way to go because it's got a big stout hook. You can just crank that sucker in, don't have to worry about getting wrapped up. If you're fishing rock and around wood, you can fish these crankbaits. They'll deflect off of wood and off a rock, and they just do phenomenal around that type of cover. This one actually isn't even mine. Hunter, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but I'm using a crankbait, dude. So yeah, those do really good during the pre-spawn. Now let's move on to the spawn. We will talk about the baits I like to use during the spawn while the fish are on the beds making babies, okay? So, crawls are phenomenal. Any type of crawl you can get, like creature crawls do pretty good. Any kind of type of like creature bait. So let's say this right here is actually phenomenal. This is a Missile Baits D-bomb right here. This is more of like a bluegill style shape, honestly, in my opinion. It's got two big old flappers on the back of it, but it's got, as you can see, it's got a wide body on that. Really nice form. Looks a lot like a bluegill. Green pumpkin red, so it's got a little bit of red flake. A really good bait for mimicking bluegill. Different baits like, let's say this. Some fish are triggered by really bright colors. Some stray away from it. All these fish are different. You can use colors like this. It's got a really bright orange on it. This is a Berkeley chigger bug right here. Really stinky bait. It's got some nice curl tails on it, and this will actually drive a fish insane. With all these baits, you can probably use like a 3-aught to a 4-aught flipping hook or a EWG. It doesn't really matter. More creature baits, different things like that. You can use flukes on a Texas rig. You can put them on a shaky head. I've done that before. It's a little bit bigger presentation. It's sometimes hard to get the fish to eat a big presentation because most of the time on the bed, they'll pick it up, drag it away, and just drop it off. So it'd take you a lot longer to get a fish to eat this for you to be able to get a good hook set than it would something small like a little crawl or a little creature bait. So let's say you don't want to use a lizard, you can get these right here. These are baby brush hogs. A little bit smaller presentation, not too much smaller, but if you put a bigger hook on that, let's say a 5-aught or a 4-aught, that will be money right there. That's a really good bait to go with. These small, I love these things. These are small, swimming fluke juniors right here. And these things are absolutely dynamite. Put that on a shaky head, put that on about a 3-aught or 2-aught worm hook or EWG, whatever your preference is. Okay, let's say post spawn. Okay, I'll leave it. I'll have it linked down in the description, the exact video. You can go to my buddy's channel and check out the video. It's called Golf Course Pond Fishing Getting Mass. It's some kind of stupid title he decided to put in there. But you can go and see me catch post spawn fish. Hey, so mainly what we were smoking them on that day was a chatterbait. For me, they caught a lot of fish. Mainly what's happening to post spawn is these fish are guarding their babies. I guess the male bass mostly, I guess. I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100%, too smart about that. But for us, a chatterbait does really good. A fluke, a swim bait, a swim jig. Sometimes topwater can do good as well. Stuff like a popper or a spook or anything like that. Yeah, I was using a small black and blue. Actually, this is the exact same jig, I believe. This is black and blue swim finesse jig. And it was absolutely hammering these fish, and it was getting bit. I only caught one fish on it, but it was getting bit. I was hooking 2 and 3 pounders. They kept popping up. I don't know why. I don't know what the deal was. And a wacky rig as well. If you take a finesse worm, throw that sucker on a wacky rig and throw it in there, it's just a slow slink, and you pop that. It's like a really nice, fast, erratic action. And just smoke it every time. It's a really good bait for that scenario. I guess that's everything I wanted to talk about. I just needed to get a video out. And yeah, so if you liked the video, hit like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment down what you'd like to see next. Just anything, just let me know. I don't care.